This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. This is silver mining country, or rather it was once. Now almost all its mines are closed down, their riches exhausted. There's a theory, however, that where silver has been, silver must be. And among those who hold this theory are Dick and Bob Larrabee, brothers who have come all the way from the east to test it and hope it will prove to be right. Though what Hard Rock Jones and Rusty Bates, his partner of 30 years standing, are hoping for is hard to say. Or if one could say, better left unsaid.
Hold up. Now, hold up, boys. I'm returning something I think belongs to you. All right, Tonto, bring him out. He does, doesn't he?
Sure he does. Where'd you find him?
Back there. He must have strayed. You'd better take him. Better hobble him, too.
Well, thanks a lot. When we saw that mask, we kind of thought maybe...
Oh, that's all right. We're not thinking anything. Thanks for bringing our mule back. And if anybody rides by asking if we've seen a masked man, we didn't.
Think I'm an outlaw, eh? Well, you're not the first ones to think it. You're the Larrabees, aren't you?
Sure. How'd you know?
We've heard about you. Heard you were looking for silver. You picked a likely spot. I like the looks of that formation. Try a little higher. Maybe you'll find something. You know, it's stuff like that that started Ed Schifflin digging around Tombstone. Maybe you boys haven't heard about it. He's made one of the richest strikes in the history of the West. Well, Tonto, we'd better be going. We still have to find a place to camp.
That's right.
Adios, boys.
Hey, wait!
Good luck.
I'm going to try that. A masked man on a white horse and a redskin. I got a hunch. Bob, I got a hunch. It's silver. Bob, it's silver. Look.
But it can't be. I mean... But it is. It is silver. Hey, we've struck it. We struck it rich.
We struck it rich.
They've struck it. Tenderfeet. Pilgrims. Hardly a week. Us 30 years. Never anything. Anything. But they've struck it. Not us as should have. But them. Them dirty little tenderfeet.
It ain't fair, Hard Rock. They ain't deserving of it. I gotta say it. Just ain't fair.
No. No. But maybe, Rusty. Maybe...
Maybe what, Hard Rock? Maybe what?
Maybe we can make it fair. Come on, let's get back to the cabin. I gotta figure this out. Here. I gotta figure this out.
My, Hard Rock, you and me living in this old shaft house, the two of us. when if we'd have struck it rich, we could have added a room to it.
Get in there, you old fool. I want to talk to you. Rusty, got an idea how I can get my hands on that claim.
You have, Hard Rock? Have you, honest?
I'm going to make a sketch of those Tenderfeet's location. Mark out a couple of discovery claims for us and get it to the sheriff. And pretend they jumped us.
Jumped us? But I thought,
But to get them, to get rid of them, I'm going to accuse them of murder. I'm going to say they jumped us at the claim, but we got away. We come back here, and they followed us. We had a fight. I escaped. But they killed you. Yes, that's it, Rusty. That's how I'm going to get rid of them. Claim they killed you.
But you gotta have a body.
I thought of that, Rusty. I thought of that.
Hard Rock. No. No.
Sorry, but I've been waiting 30 years. This is the way it's got to be.
But we've been partners 30 years.
You wouldn't want the next 30 to be like the last 30. Neither would I. Sorry, Rusty. Yeah, I'm gonna get things straight to show the sheriff. The canyon here. Discovery claim here.
Uh-huh. Looks straight enough. Neither one of the Larrabees have been in here yet. I'll tell you what I'll do, Hard Rock. I'll nab the boys on suspicion, just so they don't take a notion to light out. Then we'll go over to your place, and if Rusty's dead, like you say he is, then we'll have a trial. And I reckon you won't have to wait as long as sundown to see a couple of killers get what's coming to them.
Good enough.
We'll make camp here, Tonto. I'll make things ready while you go into town and get some supplies.
Me go now.
Wait a minute. Isn't that one of the Larrabees we talked to?
That him?
Wouldn't it be strange if they had found silver where we told them to look? Well, you'd better get on to town. If there is any news, you can tell me when you get back.
Me go now.
Them claims. They belong to the Larrabees or to me?
If they jumped your claims and killed to get them, they're yours, of course.
That's all I wanted to know. Only I thought maybe... Here comes one of them now.
Which one?
The oldest one. He's headed this way.
Now, I'll handle this. You just don't let him see you until after he's in here. Get in the corner.
All right.
And keep quiet.
Howdy, Sheriff. I want to record a claim. I got it marked down on this here. Me and Bob struck it rich today, Sheriff. Real rich.
Yeah? Is your claim anywhere near these?
This is our claim. Where'd you get this?
Surprised you, didn't I? Bet you thought that shot you fired after me done for me, didn't you? Well, it didn't. And you're going to be tried for murder. Rusty's murder.
Murder? That's right. I'm arresting you on suspicion. And if Rusty Bates is dead like Hard Rock tells it, then you and your brother will hang.
So now Dick Larrabee in jail.
Accused of claim jumping as well as murder?
That's right.
Well, that's nonsense, Tonto. We know the Larrabees didn't jump those claims. We saw them there before they made their discovery. If Hard Rock lied about claim jumping...
You think him lie about murder, too?
What do you think?
Me think him lie.
So do I, Tonto. Where's the sheriff gone? Out to the claim to arrest Bob?
That's right.
Then we'd better get there. Those boys are going to need our help.
But I don't get this, Sheriff. This is our claim. We never killed anybody. I didn't, and neither did Dick.
I know you didn't, Bob. Or at least I think I know.
The masked man.
Sheriff, I know this boy and his brother didn't jump these claims. And it's reasonable enough to believe if they're not claim jumpers, they're not murders. They wouldn't have a motive. I wonder if you know anyone who would.
Look here, stranger. If you...
I'll handle this, Hard Rock. All right, stranger, offer that mask. Let's see what's behind it.
I'm not sure you want to see. Tonto, you still have them covered?
Them covered, all right.
Where's he?
Behind those rocks. You still want to make an issue with the mask?
I'm no fool. What's the idea? Are you friends with these boys? Do you figure on taking him away?
No, I never interfere with the law unless it promises a breach of justice. In this case, I think justice will be served. What are you going to do?
Well, if you don't meddle, go over to Hard Rock's place and pick up Rusty.
And then?
If we find Rusty, put these boys on trial.
When will that be?
Today, mister. This is a county where killers don't last long, masked or otherwise. They'll get their trial as soon as we get back. If they're guilty, well, there's no use wasting time sending them where they're going, is there?
Meaning that if they're found guilty, they'll hang today.
You got any objections?
No, as long as you hang the right man.
We better get going.
Right. Give me your hands.
You're just going to let them hang us, mister? Aren't you going to help us at all?
Bob, only one man will hang. And that's Rusty's killer.
Come on.
You hear all that, Tonto?
Me here.
We're going to try those boys today and hang them if they find them guilty.
Yes, Kimasabi. What we do?
We have to work fast. Let's go. On Silver.
Poor Rusty's right inside, Sheriff. I'll help you pack him back into town.
Thanks. Keep your eye on the boy. In here? Yeah. He's not in there.
What, sir?
But he was here, Sheriff.
He was laying right here by the door.
No body, huh? You see, Sheriff, he's not telling the truth.
What's that?
Hold on, Hard Rock. Now listen. Are you sure about this?
Would I be making a joke about my friend's murder? I tell you, I saw this boy and his brother kill Rusty.
You're a liar, Hard Rock. But if what you say is true, there's no case against us without a corpus delicti.
What's that mean?
It means without a dead body, you can't prove a murder.
So that's it. Trying to pull some sort of shenanigans on me, are you? Well, I know a thing or two about the law myself. I made a charge against these Larrabees. You got to hold them both, because I'll find the body.
All right. I'll take the prisoner here and lock him up. Mount up, young fellow. We're going in.
But, Sheriff, he's...
No more talk. Do as I say. As soon as I get the prisoner under lock and key, Hard Rock, I'll come back and help you search.
Good, Sheriff. By the time you return, I'll have this corpus or whatever you call it ready and waiting for you. Can't do much good in a search with the prisoner no-how.
No, I guess not.
Man's a killer, all right, Tonto. Come on. You mean to say you've never seen one of these before? Never even heard of one?
A silver bullet? Means nothing to me. That was the real test, my friend. Anybody could have a silver bullet if they took the trouble to make one. But that draw, you just got to be the Lone Ranger.
That means you'll do as I've asked you?
Do you really think Hard Rock's guilty?
I'm sure he is. All I ask is a chance to prove it.
What did you do with Rusty's body?
Dr. Blaine has it. You can have the body whenever you want it.
Mm-hmm. This plan of yours, you know you're risking your life, don't you?
Yes, to see justice done.
If Hard Rock's guilty, I wouldn't let him stand in front of me with a loaded gun.
I'm not asking you to, Sheriff. I only want you to stand behind him with a loaded gun. You know a better way to get the evidence we need?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Then we'll have to use my way. The Larrabees back there?
Yeah?
Think they'll be safe? Has there been any lynch talk?
Well, there's always lynch talk, but it doesn't always mean anything.
But sometimes it does, Sheriff. Tonto, I want you to stay here. Hard Rock's place is less than 2 miles away. Any real trouble, you can warn us in a few minutes.
Maybe you get into trouble.
I hope not. What we have to do shouldn't take us more than an hour. It's 4:10. If we're not back by 5:10, you come after us.
Me do that.
Come on, Sheriff. Let's go. Hard Rock! Hard Rock, are you in there? I have to talk to you. Hard Rock!
Here I am, stranger.
Where have you been? What have you been doing?
That ain't the question. The question is, what are you doing here? You want to see me?
Yes. Inside.
Sure.
You want to see Rusty, do you, Hard Rock?
You know where he is? Tell me.
And if I told you, what would you do? Finish the job you started before?
Trying to get me to talk, huh? And if I did, what good would it do you?
You don't have to talk. I know the truth. If you want to know where Rusty is...
You'll tell me. You hear? You talk.
You haven't answered my question. What will you do if I tell you?
I'll kill him. This time I'll kill him.
Then you admit you shot Rusty, eh?
That's right. Gonna make something of it?
It remains to be seen. Why did you shoot him? With a claim? In order to frame the Larrabees?
You're right. I did frame him. When I finish Rusty so he can't talk, they're gonna hang.
I don't think so. All right, Sheriff. I think you've heard enough. You can come in now.
Maybe he's a strong, silent type. He takes his time answering. What do you want me to do? Wait for him?
How long will that be, Hard Rock?
Years, mister. Years. So don't get any funny ideas.
You've made a big mistake, Hard Rock.
I don't think so.
You'll hang for sure.
Thought you'd rigged up something fancy for me, didn't you? Well, I was on to your tricks. The sheriff ain't coming in here. He's took care of. Now you're going to be took care of.
That's the Lucky Sarah's mine shaft, isn't it?
That's right. It drops 300 feet straight down.
Why the drop? Expect me to make it?
You're going to drop the whole way. Nothing to be so cheerful about. Now get over there. Quit your stalling. Right up against it. Get them hands back up. Get them up.
Well, Sheriff, it's about time.
That's an older mister. Don't catch me falling for it. Expect me to turn around so you could jump me?
I think you'd better turn around.
right?
Yes. How about the sheriff?
Sheriff hurt bad. Me go for Dr. Blaine?
Yes, Tonto. Hard Rock, on your feet. We're taking you to town. We stopped by to let you know how the sheriff was getting along. Dr. Blaine says he'll be up and around in a couple of days. Then they'll hold Hard Rock's trial. I think you can be sure he'll be convicted.
We want to thank you, stranger.
Did the sheriff really hear enough to convict him?
Yes, Bob, he heard enough. Only he was too badly injured to move. Tonto, time to go on.
Time, all right.
Hey, wait. I wanted to ask him his name. Sure beats me. I wonder who he was.
I'm surprised at you. I thought you knew.
Huh? Who, me? No, who is he?
I got it from Doc Blaine. The sheriff told him. He's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger.
We're on Dave Ingles' property now, Tonto.
Yes, Kimosabe. Funny we no see cattle. No water anywhere.
There's a water hole. Water's been poisoned, Tonto. He knows this country better than we do, Tonto. We've lost him.
Tonto like to see that man's face, Kimosabe.
Maybe we will, later on.
We go back, talk to Dave Ingles now?
Not yet. First, we'll ride into town and see what's going on around here.
How many head have you lost with the bad water, Dave?
About 31?
Too bad. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I talked to the sheriff. He said he couldn't figure it out. But I've done something else that'll surely end my trouble.
Yeah? What's that?
I'd rather not say just yet.
I suppose it's your business if you don't want to tell me. In the meantime, use my water.
Oh, thanks, John. I'd like to confide in you.
I understand, Dave. I'd hope that you wouldn't be as unfriendly as some of the people in our valley.
Oh, now, John, I didn't mean to offend you.
You know, making a little money isn't always a dishonest business.
Well, here you are, Mr. Ingalls. Oh, howdy, Mr. St. Ives.
Hello.
You know, it's funny him wearing boots with high heels. My gosh, he ought to be satisfied with himself. I sure would be if I had his money.
Well, that's just a peculiar twist of the man. He'd give half of what he owns if he's as tall as you are.
Yeah, I guess so. Vanity sure does a lot of things to a man. I have a cousin. I'll get that sack of flour. That'll be the last of your order.
you doing in town? I told you to ride that south line.
Slim Davis is riding for me. I had to come in to tend to something for myself.
All right, but get back as quick as you can. Hi, Jake. Well, Mr. St. Ives, it's certainly a pleasure to have you with us. How do you find the eggs?
The question is, how long ago did you find them?
That's a good one.
Ben, you're looking at Mr. St. Ives. I got practically all the cattle in San Pedro Valley. And all the water that's fit for cattle to drink, too. Yippee! Yep, I'd have been so much taller if they hadn't heard so much of me yonder. As I said before, men, I'm as big as any of you. Look at me.
What's going on out there? Must be something awful funny.
Oh, not much. Just a few of the boys cutting up. You wouldn't be interested. Nothing for you to see, Mr. St. Ives.
Yep, I'd have been so much taller if they hadn't heard so much of me yonder.
I'll show 'em.
Because what I can't take with my size, I can buy with my money. Yeah!
Make fun of me, will you?
I didn't mean to, Mr. St. Ives. I can explain. Honest, I can. Oh! Ah! Oh! I'll stop!
What do you think you're doing, St. Ives?
Step aside, Dave Engels. I'm teaching your man a lesson.
I'd rather you'd come to me if you've got something to complain about. If Hank has done anything wrong, I'll take care of him.
You'll take care of him. If you can't get your men to respect me, you can't have any more water from me for your cattle.
Now, hold on a minute, St. Ives. You're going too far with this.
You heard what I said. No more water. Understand?
But you can't ruin a man over a thing like this.
I can't, huh? Well, Engels, who is your accomplice?
I don't know who it was. Now, about the water for my cattle. I'll do anything in the world.
I'll give you just 24 hours to get your cattle from away from my land and away from my water holes.
I'm sorry, Hank. You're fired.
So I'm fired, am I? Seems like you put yourself out of the cattle business.
You are, Hank? $100. Why don't you take it? It's not counterfeit.
I didn't figure on the whip.
St. Ives surprised me, too. I'm sorry about that. Well, here's an extra 10. Buy you some liniment.
What are we going to do about that Indian and the masked man I ran away from at the water hole?
I'll take care of them if they show up around here. In the meantime, I'll have to make a quick bargain with Engels.
What are you up to? All this scheming and causing trouble between two good friends. Or shouldn't I maybe ask questions?
You shouldn't ask questions, Hank.
man Monk, him pay small one to make joke of rich man.
Monk did that?
Why you not see Dave Engels when we in town? Him sent for you.
Yes, I know, Tonto. I'm glad we saw that trouble in town before anyone knew we were around.
What we do now?
When Engels asked for help, he said his water holes had gone bad. He suspected foul play. He's right. They've all been poisoned.
Which one do this?
No, he's got all the land he wants. Besides, if St. Ives wanted Dave's place, he'd simply buy it. There's something else behind it. I found this near the edge of the water hole.
What's mean, Kimasabi?
I'm not sure, Tonto, but I intend to find out. Let's go.
Hello, Miss Ingalls.
Hello, Blackie. Where's John?
Sorry, Miss Ingalls, he doesn't want to see you. And I've got orders to keep you off this property.
Now, look here, Blackie. I've got nothing against you. But no foreman of his is going to order me off his property. John and I have been good friends. I'm sorry about what happened, and I want to tell him so.
He says your men don't respect him, and that you put them up to it.
That's not so. I fired Hank for making fun of John. I want to tell him so, and you're not going to stop me.
Oh, going in for gunplay, eh?
Yeah, there's something funny about my water hose going bad.
What do you mean?
Next thing you know, he'll be offering to buy my cattle cheap.
All he wants you to do is stay off his property.
Any man that'd wear those high heels if he's tall as other men would stop at nothing to gain his point.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Ingalls.
Now, look here, Blackie. I don't want any trouble with you.
Hold it, both of you.
So, it was you in town.
Who is this? Who are you?
Never mind who I am.
I knew you'd get here. You're still on my side, ain't you?
I'm on no one's side.
No wonder you didn't meet me in town.
You'd better listen to me.
Listen to you? What for? If you're finished, I'll be going.
St. Ives is wrong no matter what Hank did. If it wasn't for his vanity, this trouble never would have happened.
What do you mean?
Someone is using you two men for their own advantage.
Well, who can that be?
I'm not sure. I have to ride to Clay City. I can't tell you what I'm going there for. You'll have to trust me. I'm leaving Tonto in charge. I'll be gone better part of the night. Remember, no more gunplay.
He should have been back from Clay City by now.
Him come soon.
Here he is. You've been gone all night. What took you so long?
I had a great deal of information to get. The trip was worth it.
What we do now?
You ride over, get St. Ives, then meet Dave and me in town.
Me go.
What do you want me to do?
I'll explain as we ride.
There's nothing else I can do, Monk. Just have to pull up stakes and leave the valley.
You've certainly taken the beating, but I've never seen you so down, Dave.
There's a first time for everything. Even a first time for a man to know when he's licked. Through.
No, you just can't pull out. You'll lose too much. Say, perhaps I can help you.
Huh?
Well, I'm no cattleman, Dave, but I've got a heart for fellas like you.
You mean that, Monk?
Sure.
You're really serious?
Sure. I'll tell you what I'll do.
3 stacks of corn. 2 stacks of just talking to myself, that's all. 2 sacks of oatmeal.
We can arrange price later. I wouldn't cheat you.
Sounds all right to me.
Let's go into my office. We can talk it over better.
Thanks, Monk. You're a real friend, Monk.
Oh, don't mention it. Glad to be of help. Sit down. Seeing that I'm buying your land only temporarily, I think we'd better keep the price down rather low so you can buy it back after a while.
Is that what I'm going to do?
Sure. St. Ives will cool off after a bit. You and he'll be friends again.
Say, how are you going to get water from our cattle?
Remember, St. Ives is mad at you, not me. I can get the water from him, all right.
Say, he'll be madder than a hungry coyote outside of a chicken house when he finds out what you and me did.
Well, we'll have to draw up a bill of sale. Say, we'll need the deed of your property for descriptions and measurements.
Sure. I got him home locked up in the strong box. I'll fetch him.
Hurry back, partner. I'll have the cash waiting.
Fine. It worked just like you said it would.
Good, Dave.
I'm riding out to my house for my deed.
You go ahead. I'll wait for you here.
While you're about it, Monk, get enough out for me, too.
What do you think you're doing, Hank? Playing cowboys and Indians?
Yeah. I got a funny way of protecting my business interests.
Meaning what?
I overheard that slick deal you made with Ingalls.
Now, look here, Hank.
Never mind. You wouldn't tell me the straight of it. You was going to give me a job. Well, I can use a little salary in advance.
How much?
Oh, about $1,000.
If I go through with the deal, will you promise to keep that trap of yours closed?
I'd be a fool to kill a business deal, wouldn't I?
All right, all right. I'll give you $500 now, and I'll give you the other $500 when the place is in my hands.
Well, I guess I can trust you. Hand over the $500 now. You can put that shooting iron back, Monk. The trick's too old.
Are you sure about this? Remember, I'm signing my property over to that rascal.
You said you'd trust me, Dave.
That's right, I did. Well, here goes. Seems to be all right, Monk. Description's the same as on my papers.
Well, let's get them signed.
How about me seeing some cash on the barrelhead?
Oh. Here you are, Dave. 5,000. I'll sign on the top line.
Monk, you don't know how much you're helping me out. I sure will never forget this.
You won't have any trouble raising 5,000 when you want to buy the place back, will you, Dave?
No, I'm sure I won't now.
That's right, Dave. Well, let's have a drink to celebrate.
Yeah, I guess we ought to.
Drinks on the house. Everybody. My friend Dave Ingalls and I have just closed a deal. Everything's going to be all right in this valley from now on. Drink up, boys. What's the matter, Hank? Aren't you drinking with us?
I ain't celebrating. I still got money coming to me on this deal of yours.
Of course. It'll be taken care of. Come on, have a drink.
I don't want your cheap liquor. I want my other $500 now. You see, I don't trust you like Mr. Ingalls here.
All right. If that's the way you want it, I'll give it to you. Right in the belly. You can't come busting in here like this, interfering with my personal business.
Your personal business happens to affect this whole valley.
What are you driving at?
I found out why you caused trouble between Dave Ingalls and St. Ives.
I caused trouble? Why?
Because Dave would have to sell his place at a sacrifice if he couldn't get water from St. Ives.
Oh, if you're trying to pin something on me, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Am I?
Yes. I tried to help Dave. I bought that land legally and properly.
I found this surveyor's plum out by one of Dave's poison water holes.
Oh, very interesting.
I just got back from Clay City. I talked to the surveyors who worked on Dave's property.
What?
The new railroad is running right through the northern section of your property, Dave.
So that's it.
With you owning his place, Monk, you'd have the ranchers in the palm of your hand.
Sure he would. Cattle can be shipped cheaper from my place than the railhead.
Granting what you say is true, masked man, what are you going to do about it? The law can't touch me.
The law can do something about you poisoning those water holes, Monk.
The masked man's right, Monk. I don't want to be part of this mess.
Shut up, Hank. I bought that land legally. I've got the deed. He's got the cash, and nothing can change that.
Your friend here might do some talking.
What's going on here? What deed are you talking about?
This fellow has just helped me make some money. Why don't you tell him about the new railroad coming through?
Railroad? What railroad?
I own the piece of land that connects the whole valley with the new railhead. What do you think of that, Mr.
Shorty St. Ives? Shorty. Why, you... Hold it.
I'd like to see that document, Monk. Is it legal?
Legal? Take a look at it. All signed and everything.
Doesn't look legal to me.
Here's your money back, Monk. You can trust me. I wouldn't cheat you.
Well, there is no signature. I've been tricked.
Could you boot, John?
You know, Dave, I've learned something. I can be just as big a man without these darn things.
Mr. Engels, I want you to know I'm sorry about that misunderstanding we had.
Oh, that's all right. You were only doing what you were told.
I hope everything will be peaceful once again in San Pedro Valley.
It will be now, thanks to him.
Say, Mr. Engels, there's something that puzzles me. You did sign that paper of Monk's, didn't you?
Yes, I did. We signed it with disappearing ink. My friend slipped into Monk's office before we transacted the deal and put it in the inkwell.
Your friend on the White Horse?
Yes.
Who is he, anyway?
I only know what folks call him. The Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger.
There you be.
Hey, I do look just like him, don't I? And those clothes.
That's right. You're going to look even more like him.
What?
Get your clothes off, Emmett.
What?
Undress. You want to play the part good, don't you?
Me in that? Somebody take a shot at me. Hey, let me go. This isn't part of the deal.
Hold still here. Here, use these.
I'm going to keep my own. I don't know if those things will work.
All right, if things don't work out like we planned, you'll need your own gun.
Thanks. How to dress and conduct yourself in the great outdoor spaces of the West. I can't go through with this.
We all waited 6 years for this. You'll go through with it. Let's go, kid. He's dead. All right, Emmett, get up here and drive this stagecoach into town. And don't drive too good. Remember, you're a tenderfoot. Tell him a good story about what happened out here. And don't forget your name. What is your name?
Bob Walker. I've been to school in Boston, and my pa was Sixkin Walker. The wildest, rootinest, tootinest galoot that ever throwed hot lead.
Does he sound like one of them guys that been going to them fancy Eastern schools?
I don't know. But he'll have to do. We'll see you in town. And remember, you don't know us. Now get going.
Over there.
get out of here.
Well, he passed us. I'll take care of that mask man.
Hold it. We don't want to take a chance on being recognized. Walker's done for. Let's go back to town.
Yeah, why not?
They got away, Tonto.
Him still breathe, Kimosabe. What we do?
You ride to Tuckerville and get a doctor.
Me do.
I don't want anybody to know this boy's alive until I've talked with him. Help me get him across the saddle, and then I'll meet you at the line shack later.
Welcome home, son.
Hello, Mr. Barr.
What'd you say?
What could I say? Hello.
Oh, hello. Gosh, you're a sight for sore eyes. Well, I reckon you come home to claim that legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it ready for me?
You bet. But not till you're 21, and that ain't until tomorrow. But come on inside.
You, Doctor?
I'm busy. The trouble with you Indians, you eat too much of the white man's starch foods. Go over to the store and get 10 cents worth of croton oil. Take that.
Me not sick.
Well, I haven't got time to go riding out to see any squaw either.
You come with me.
I got patients waiting for me. Besides, I have an important appointment.
Sorry, Doctor. You come with Tonto. No make noise.
You can get away with it now. But what do you think will happen when I get a chance to talk with the sheriff? A masked man. What is this?
It is unusual, Doctor, but it can't be helped. You're here to help a dying boy. Please, inside. Shot in the chest. He's been unconscious since we found him.
Bad, all right. Mm-hmm.
What are his chances?
I don't know. Maybe I ought to...
Ought to what, Doctor?
Well, it's going to be kind of hard to work on him here.
You just do what you can. We'll take care of the boy when you're through.
Now, see here, Mr. Whatever your name is. I'm a doctor. I know what's best. All right. But I'll need lots of hot water.
Get some water, Tonto. I'll build up the fire.
I left some bandages in there. That wound will have to be dressed every half hour. Watch him closely.
We will.
If I had a wagon, I'd chance taking him into town.
I don't think he could stand it, Doctor.
Probably not. By the way, did you see who shot him?
No, I wasn't close enough. Any idea who he is?
No, I haven't.
You'll have to keep him alive, Doctor. It's the only way we can find out who tried to kill him.
I'll do the best I can. However, this ought to be reported to the sheriff, but like you say, the criminals will expose themselves if they think they really killed him.
I'm sure it'll be wiser to keep this secret. When the boy can talk, I'll ask him questions. Then I'll call him the sheriff.
I don't know why I let you talk me into this. In all my years of practice, I've never done anything like it. How do I know who you are?
You don't. You'll have to trust me.
All right. I'll string along with you. I'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, watch those bandages.
Me watch, Doctor.
You'd better take care of it.
Kimasabi, me get no chance to talk to you alone.
What about, Tonto?
In town, me see men look just like sick boy.
What?
Him go in bank, talk to banker.
Do you know who he was?
No, but men in town wear funny clothes.
Dirty cowhand clothes. Manicured fingernails. This book. Fancy gun.
Guns cost much?
Brand new. I have an idea who that young fellow is. Glad you're feeling better.
Who are you?
Friend,
Where am I?
you're in a line shack about 2 hours' ride from Tuckerville.
The stage. It was held up.
Stage not held up.
Someone tried to kill you.
We find you in bottom of ditch. Bring you here.
How do I know you didn't shoot me?
If I had, I wouldn't be helping you now. I think you'd better tell me your name.
I want to talk to the sheriff.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea.
But you can't leave me here to die. At least send for Doc Tucker in town.
Tucker? Do you know him?
Very well. He was my father's best friend. Please.
Him say doctor good friend. Why?
I don't know, Tonto. The doctor says he's never seen him before.
Him save much trouble if him tell name.
I'll find out who he is. I'm going into town to look at that other fellow. You stay close to the shack.
Howdy, Doc. We've been looking all over for you.
I had to ride out of town on a case, an urgent case.
We had an appointment with you, remember?
I remember. I thought you were supposed to take care of him, Walker, when you stopped that stagecoach.
We did, Doc. We threw enough lead in him to finish off a bull.
Yeah, you blundering fools. I was forced to go out to a line shack to save his life.
I tell you, Walker couldn't be alive, Doc.
Where's Emmett?
He was over the bank with old man Barr.
Well, go get him. You know better than to leave him alone with that old crow. And bring Ezra Barr, too.
All right.
What about that Indian and masked man? Something ought to be done about him, huh?
Not just yet. They'll stay close to their patient. I saw to that.
How?
I told them the bandages had to be changed every half hour. The white man won't let the Indian do it.
What's so funny?
The man with the mask asked me not to say anything to the sheriff until after he'd had a chance to talk to Walker.
Not bad, Doc. You just naturally got a face people want to trust.
Huh?
Honest, Doc, I mean it.
Well, there you are, Dr. Tucker.
Where's Bob?
Oh, he just went over to the store. I told Dan where he could find him. Howdy, Curly.
Howdy.
What'd you say?
I said never mind. You know, I'm just dying to set eyes on old Six Guns Kid.
Yeah, Six Guns Kid, all right. Spitting image of the old rascal. I never will forget the time that him and me...
Yeah, I know, Ezra. Is the inheritance all ready for him?
Sure, I'm all ready for him. Nothing's too good for Six Guns Kid.
The doc wants to know if you have the cash ready to give him.
Take it easy, Curly. Is the cash ready for him?
Oh, yeah.
$80,000. That's what Six Gun left him. Probably want it in cash.
Bob wouldn't be silly enough to walk out of my bank with all that money on him. Not the way thieves and murderers are operating in these parts. Well, just look what happened on the stage this morning.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well, the boy can decide for himself. Well, speaking of the devil, Bob Walker, son of Six Gun. Chip off the old block, my boy. How are you?
All right, I guess.
Smile, you fool, like you're glad to see me. Where's Dan?
He'll be here in a minute.
Well, let's see, Bob. It's been a long time since I last saw you. How was the school? You know, I helped old Six Gun select that school for you, my boy.
Those are the kind of clothes they wear in city colleges, Bob?
Why, you see, Bob here doesn't know much about the West. I reckon he thought he'd kind of dress up to come home.
I'm going to get out of these things as soon as I leave this room.
We ought to have some kind of a celebration for your 21st birthday, Bob. What'd you like to do?
Get out of here.
That's a good idea. We'll have a party.
Watch your step.
I promised your pa on his deathbed 6 years ago that I'd look out for you, son.
Don't forget, Ezra, I was attending old Six Gun when he breathed his last. I was just as close a friend as you.
You'll be a rich boy tomorrow, Bob. Watch your step.
I'll take good care of that money, Mr. Barr.
What was that noise?
Why, I don't hear anything.
What happened? What's going on? What happened? I demand that
shut
you
up,
tell me.
Ezra. He had a dizzy spell, fell down.
Oh, dizzy spell. I used to have them bad. I remember once, about 3 years ago, I had one. You give me some pink pills, Doc. That brought me out of it. Maybe you ought to give him
Yes,
some.
yes, Ezra, I'll give him some. Look, you run on back to the bank. I'll take care of Dan.
Sure, I'll take care of the bank. See you tomorrow, Bob.
That was the masked man.
The masked man, who is he?
Take it easy, Dan.
I knew something would go wrong.
Shut up, Emmett.
How much did he hear?
I don't know how much you heard, but when I get my hands on him again,
We got to do something fast.
We got to clear out of here.
I'll take care of that masked man.
I'll go with you.
Hold it. Emmett, you'll stay right here with us. You better take Joe with you. You'll find the masked man over at the North Line Shack.
Good.
Get going.
Honest, Doc. Don't you think we ought to clear out of here?
No, and I'm sorry you're the only one we could find who looks like Bob Walker.
While I was in town, I found out all about you, Bob.
Did you bring Doc Tucker?
Dr. Tucker was here while you were unconscious. He isn't a friend of yours.
I can't believe that. You're lying to me.
Tucker is plotting to steal your inheritance. He had you shot and he substituted a young fellow who looks exactly like you.
That's foolish. They'll never be able to fool Mr. Ezra Barr, the banker.
They've already fooled him. He's turning your money over to an imposter.
That's unbelievable. How could they? If you knew all this, why didn't you bring the sheriff back here with you now?
Because the sheriff couldn't prove anything. Remember, Bob, you never saw who shot at you or who killed the stage driver.
What'll I do?
I have a plan. It'll take quite a bit of an effort on your part.
I'll try.
The doctor won't report this until tomorrow. That means Tonto will have to hurry.
When we see sheriff?
Sooner than the doctor thinks we will. In the meantime, I want to arrange things here. We're likely to have a visit from the doctor's friends. Tonto, get the rope. On your feet. Get over there.
Sun's been down more than an hour. Dan ought to be back by now.
I tell you, something's gone wrong.
We ought to ride out to that shack.
We ought to ride out of town.
We're not going anyplace. If we go to that line shack, we might be walking into a trap.
They must have gotten Dan.
Suppose they did. Won't do him any good. The Walker boy's unconscious. He can't tell him anything.
If Walker saw who was shooting at him on that stage, you'll be able to tell plenty.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Well, what do we do? Sit here and wait till they come and get us? What about the sheriff?
The man with the mask has a funny notion he doesn't want to talk to the sheriff.
That explains part of it. I talked to the sheriff a while ago. He was nice to me, welcomed me home.
We have a 10-to-1 chance to win. Let the masked man make the next move.
We might as well stay here till morning. We can't be any worse off.
Exactly. I'll wake old Ezra early in the morning and get the money transfer over with.
For gosh sake, Doc, what's your hurry so early in the morning?
It was Bob's idea. He said he was anxious to get this over with. Probably wants to make some investments.
Hello, Curly.
Howdy.
I'll get things ready.
Where's Emmett?
Well, he left me about a half hour ago. Didn't he come over to the bank?
No, you shouldn't have let him out of your sight. Ah, happy birthday, Bob.
Well, sit right down here, Bob. We'll have this over in a jiffy. Although I do hate to see all this money in your possession.
Stop worrying about his money, Ezra. Give it to him.
Yes, sir. It's a fine day for gifts. Sign right there, Bob. And here, you count this cash. And don't you trust even your best friend. Count it and see if it's all there.
I don't have to count it, Mr. Barr.
Congratulations, Bob. You're a rich man.
You bet I am. And you crooks aren't going to get a dime of it.
What's that?
Your friend Emmett White is...
Hold it. You're all finished.
What do you mean?
It almost worked, Doctor. You and your pals killed the stagecoach driver, and you thought you'd kill the real Bob Walker. Then you substituted one of your own men to collect that legacy.
What are you talking about? That's Bob Walker.
For once, you're right. That is Bob Walker. Not the one you think it is. That was a blanket roll your men shot at.
You've done an awful lot of spouting, but you haven't proved anything.
All right, Sheriff. Your other men are in jail.
You blundering idiot.
Well, the masked man grabbed me, made me change clothes with Bob.
I had to do it this way, Doctor, to catch you red-handed. You see, Sheriff, Bob Walker never saw who shot at him on the stage. He didn't know who was behind all this. The game's over, Doctor. Well, Bob, take care of yourself. Don't ride any broncs until that shoulder heals up good.
I won't. And besides, I'll have to learn how first.
Him learn to shoot pretty gun, too.
Well, that I'll do.
What'd you say?
So long, Mr. Barr.
Oh, you bet I'll take care of his money for him. Wish that fella'd stay around these parts.
So do I, Ezra. Say, you know, I never did get his name.
What'd you say?
What's his name?
His name? Why didn't you say so? It's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger.